This is going to be a Q and A where I ask him questions. He may ask me some questions. We're just going to be talking.
Chopping it up.
That's a way to say it.
Oh, by the way, for all of the 0 of you out there, feel free to add your question for either one of us in the comments.
So, what's your favorite sport?
What is my favorite sport? Is that to watch or to play?
Do watch first and then play.
Okay. To watch, it's changed at different times, but probably the most consistent one's basketball.
Now to play.
To play is golf, or easy.
I thought you were going to say pickleball.
No, gosh. Really?
I mean, we like pickleball.
Yeah, but you think I like it more than golf?
Yeah. Who's your favorite person you met on this wall?
Favorite person I've met on that wall?
Yeah. I mean, you've met Malik Monk.
Yeah.
You've met the Map of the South.
Uh-huh.
A bowler.
Who else is on that wall? That you think might be the answer to your question?
Ric Flair.
No.
Scottie Pippen.
No, that was cool though, because I was
Jerry Lawler.
16 the first time I talked to Scottie Pippen.
Jerry Lawler.
There you go.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, because Jerry Lawler is like, so you got to understand, like when I grew up, right, you didn't have all these sports on TV. You didn't have cable. You had like 3 channels. There were not very many sports on it. So the one thing you got to watch was the Memphis Wrestling show. Everybody watched it for the most part. And Jerry Lawler was the top guy. So like for all the people older than me, like that was my Mickey Mantle. Jerry Lawler was the best player on the local team.
Who's that person you said?
Mickey Mantle?
Yeah.
You don't know who Mickey Mantle is? Look, it's a legendary baseball player that people grew up idolizing.
So
Johnny Baseball might be named after him.
I'm gonna throw out a sports team, and you gotta think of the first player that comes to mind.
Okay.
Miami Dolphins.
I'm Dan Marino.
I love Dan Marino.
You do?
Miami Heat.
Alonzo Mourning.
Chicago Bulls. If you don't know, this guy's a big Joakim Noah fan.
That's what I was going to say. By the way, feel free to send in your questions or comments or answers to any of these questions he's throwing out. What else you got? Any more teams?
Memphis Grizzlies.
Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, right now, the first person that came to mind still was John Morant, but I mean,
Memphis
that could be
Tigers.
Memphis Penny Hardaway.
Oh, I forgot he was like the coach on the Arkansas
But it
State.
wasn't even like Penny Hardaway because of the coach. I was thinking about Penny Hardaway as a player.
Oh, he went to Memphis?
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas State University.
First person I think of?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it was just when you said that. I mean, I think that question, the answer is going to be different all the time. But when you said that time, I thought about Bill Berge.
Who? Who's Bill Berge?
Well, he's on the wall back here, over here. Right? Still, I still think the best player in the history of the program. But I mean, like DeMario's closing in as far as pro careers. It's Berge, but I mean, DeMario's closing in. It's interesting for you folks out there, and who might not know this, but so it's odd. Believe it or not, NFL did not really chart or keep tackles as a stat or even chart them until 1994. And then it was like 2001 before it became an actual stat, which seems hard to believe.
Hey, Asher.
But DeMario is top 25 because when they started keeping it, DeMario is top 25 at all time in the NFL in tackles right now.
What do you know what exact number?
I think it's really is 25, but he says he's wanting to play 3 more years. This one and 2 more. If he does, that'd be a phenomenal 16 season career. There's no telling how high up the list he'll end up.
Wait, was he drafted or signed?
He was drafted.
And has he played for only one team?
No, played for the Jets and then the Browns and now the Saints. So he's going to go down as a Saint. I mean, that's what most people are going to know him as.
Will he be inducted into the Hall as a?
I mean, maybe the way he's going. Who knows?
Okay, now more of the team and.
Okay.
How about L.A. Dodgers?
L.A. Dodgers, Fernando Valenzuela.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, I just thought of Albert Pujols. Even though at dinner you asked me who was the greatest St. Louis Cardinal, and it's still Stan the Man, Stan Musial, there's a signature of Stan the Man under Ric Flair there on the wall, right in the center. He is the greatest Cardinal. I mean, Pujols is. Here's an interesting debate. Maybe people out there is whether Pujols is second or third, because I've seen their list that puts Bob Gibson second.
Okay, out of every single autograph on this wall, if you had to give me one, which one would you give me?
If I had to give you one of these autographs, well, I'd probably give you the one you're really wanting the most, and that's the 2001, 2002 Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders up there right above the A and A State. I know it's the one you're wanting, so I'd probably give that to you. You ask me for it all the time.
I don't.
Want to put it right above your bed.
That's the first time I've noticed he even had that. Okay, I'm gonna ask you more. This time I'm gonna do for 2024-25 seasons of these teams, and you gotta think of the first player.
Okay.
LA Lakers.
LeBron James.
Dallas Mavericks.
Well, I still think of Luka because he was on that team for part of the season.
Okay, I got a debate. Even though Luka got traded, do you think whenever he retires, his jersey's gonna get retired in the Dallas arena?
Man. That's I don't know. He's still got too much career left. The answer to that, we don't know the answer to that yet. Bray, what do you think?
Yeah, you think
Did Luka play enough that Dallas is going to retire his jersey, or has he got enough career left that maybe the Lakers, whoever else he plays for? That's the problem with like these guys today, and we see it in the college game too now with the transfer portal. But like in the pros, it bugs me is that Miss Merrill says hi. But like so these dudes
hi.
like all right. So let's take Kevin Durant for an example, Chad. Kevin Durant's one of the best players of all time, right? He really is. But who's building a Kevin Durant statue?
Oklahoma.
No, why?
Because
he didn't win anything there.
But that's the team. He actually won MVP there.
But these guys bounce around to so many teams that they don't build a legacy. They build a legacy for themselves, but it's not anchored to any one place.
That's the thing. I honestly think that James Harden,
James Harden. Who's building the James Harden statue?
Maybe Houston. He brought them to the Eastern Conference Finals there.
Western.
Oh, I don't know where. I don't know East or West.
Sorry, Miss Merrill. I don't know who his geography teacher was.
Nah, no jersey retirement for Luka. Why? Why no jersey retirement?
Well, he's still got the prime of his career to go. He's still young. I mean, if he wins, whether it was 2 or 3 titles for somebody else, I mean, you think Dallas is going to retire his jersey and then just to remind all their fans again that they traded him off in the prime of his career?
No.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna name you a player, and if you had to pick one out of all the teams they've played, where they would retire that jersey. Okay, Kyrie.
Where would I see? He's another one, but played around so many places. I mean, I still think of him like young and in Cleveland, and why in the world a guy wouldn't want to keep running it with LeBron James, but he didn't.
Okay, Asher asked LeBron or Jordan.
Asher. What is this, Asher? Is this, hey, log on to the live chat and see who can come up with the dumbest question to ask?
I mean, Asher, you know
kidding.
this man.
But it's Jordan. Now, are you really going to goad me into my I'll give you the shortest version of this spiel I can give you. LeBron is awesome. God was showing off when he made LeBron James physically, one of the top 2 or 3 most gifted physically players to ever do it.
He's not.
And a good dude. I mean, I got nothing against LeBron, but here's what I know. If we're picking teams and I give you the first pick and you pick LeBron and I got the second pick and I get Michael Jordan, my team is winning. Because that guy's not going to let us lose. That's why it's Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan, Brady's silly. He's just trolling. Michael Jordan is not about like the physical prowess. What it is just that he will cut your throat to win.
Okay.
LeBron does not have that. LeBron is phenomenal in all the physical gifts, but he doesn't have that. Who had it was Kobe. Kobe had that. Kobe was a stone cold killer like Michael Jordan, but
What?
LeBron's not.
He was a what?
All right, next thing here. All right. So anyway, Asher, good question.
Mid question, really.
No, it's always good for a debate. It's just one I happen to feel very strongly about.
Okay, now, where, if anywhere, would DeMar DeRozan's jersey get retired?
I mean, I have no idea.
Since I know, I think out of anywhere, I don't think it should be Toronto.
I don't even know.
I think it should maybe be.
Here's the deal, and this, no offense, but if DeMar DeRozan walked into this basement right now, I wouldn't know it. And that's the truth.
I feel like
You would. You would say, oh, you would know it.
I'm a late 90s kid, missed the best Jordan years, sadly. I was in the LeBron and Kobe era. Jordan
Greater than Kobe.
Oh,
greater
Jordan.
than LeBron.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Mount Rushmore for NFL players.
For NFL players, okay. All time?
All time.
Here's the funny thing, it's Ronnie, oh gosh.
Okay, why? Hold on. We're going to pause that question.
Okay.
Why do you think he would think about
Because
Bird?
Coach Ronnie Dye got in there?
Yeah, why do you think he thinks Bird is better than Jordan?
Because he's old. Ronnie Dye is old.
Oh, that's fair. But no offense to your age.
No, I mean, Larry Bird had that killer in him too. He did. He's just not physically as gifted as those other two, but I would want Larry Bird on my team.
Yeah, facts. Ronnie Dye in here? Let me send this link to Miller real quick. Who's Miller?
Jeez. Yeah, send it to the jabroni Craig Miller, who has killed the Cardinals yet again.
Do it.
Is it still 10-0?
Okay, how about...
Yeah, get Cubby Craig on here.
Now,
Get some Cubby talk.
I got a question. Do they retire jerseys in baseball?
Yes.
Now, do you think Shohei's jersey would be retired with the Angels or the Dodgers?
I mean, honestly, both.
Why?
Because Shohei Ohtani is a once-in-a-lifetime player. Not even once a generation. Shohei Ohtani is once a lifetime player. Like he's Babe Ruth.
Now, do you think he's on that Mount Rushmore yet?
No. For baseball, no.
Do you think
Baseball's
he's
got
gonna
too
make
much
it?
history. I mean, maybe, but I mean, baseball, there's just too much history in baseball.
Brody, do you think Craig Miller is the biggest jinx of all time? Do you?
He asked you.
I don't know who that is, but by the way he reacted, yes.
So he's a guy that claims to be a Cardinal fan, but he goes on the radio week after week, season after season, and destroys the Cardinal season. But he's going to swear he's the biggest Cardinal fan you know. But he repeatedly kills Cardinal seasons.
What? Oh, I get it.
So to me, he's not a jinx, he's a saboteur.
Cubs killing us right now. What's the score? But before he types that, Dad,
Mm-hmm.
do you think Steve Kerr was a big part of the Bulls.
Yes, we're going 5 more minutes here, okay? We're going to go to a 20-minute chat.
20-minute stream, okay?
That's all the people can take. Yes,
Why?
Steve Kerr was a big part of the ball. He hit a big shot that won the championship. Steve Kerr is a Hall of Famer.
Oh.
11-0. As a player, Steve Kerr, he didn't have a Hall of Fame playing career, but he's had a Hall of Fame basketball career. Now you look at the playing and the coaching and championships he's won. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer for sure.
How about you think? How big do you think Manu Ginobili was for the Spurs?
He was important. Is he in the Hall of Fame? I think he probably is. I mean, because you look at
if he's not, he's going to
his overseas career even before he came over and played in the NBA.
Now, if you had to, where would you retire Patrick Beverley's jersey?
I wouldn't.
What, Brody? What's your greatest riding the bike? Riding the bike in the.
What's your greatest memory of Arkansas State basketball?
Riding the bike.
The tricycle.
Yes.
All right, so there is a picture floating around there. So all right, so Brody is like I get my fan engagement intern. He's great at going and getting contestants to play the games and stuff at basketball. So a couple of years ago, like it came time for the tractor race on the tricycles, and we were a kid short. We only had one. I don't know if one didn't show up or what. So at the last minute, the little girl that was going to do it showed up, and they would say, "Hey, Brody, you got to get on here and you got to ride this tricycle against the girl." And I didn't coach him up properly, and just sent him out there, and he smoked her.
Demolished.
Yeah.
Then,
Like I didn't smarten him up. It was kayfabe, but for a shoot, he went out and just beat her bad. So the next time he did it, I said, "Hey, you got to go out and you're going to have to ride this thing. You got to ride this tricycle, but the other kids got to win." Well, so then he goes out, this guy, and instead of like selling it like a competitive race, I'm just going to win. He all but lights a cigarette and puts his feet up on the handlebars, strolling around. People took pictures of him and texted them to me and sent to me of him on this leisurely stroll, making it abundantly clear to everyone in the arena that I could win this race if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna.
he's not lying, really.
No.
But if you're talking about like actual basketball stuff, every time I get to spend time with the players, every time.
And that's been the thing that's been neat for me is that like all of these guys that they've had these last few years have been great with him to where like, he knows them honestly better than I do. And by the way, I 100% think the same thing's about to happen again with this bunch Coach Panone's brought in. He saw him. He met him last week for the first time at the card show. And
They told me my name was tough.
And so I said, as a dad, I mean, forget being an employee or even an alum or a fan. As a dad, that's the coolest part for me is how good the players are with him, and not just him, but every kid they come in contact with. That's a big deal. Makes my job easier. I mean, like I said, but mostly I like it as a dad.
No, I'm raising my hand.
Oh, you're raising your hand.
So, Dad, out of every player on the men's team right now, well, I'm gonna ask you that.
Go ahead.
Out of every player on the men's team right now, like let's say this was an NBA team, and one of these players had to win MVP. Who would you pick?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a whole new team. We're gonna all get to find out together. Bray says he's gonna miss Zay.
Me too.
But yeah, Zay was. I mean, Zay is so great with the kids because he is one, and I mean that as a compliment. He's just a big 6'11"
Zay
kid.
and T Baby were my best friends.
Yeah, him and T Baby had their own handshake. I didn't know anything about. So yeah, those are good guys. But I do listen. Alex said I think unique situation to win a conference championship and have a complete 100% roster overhaul. But I have no doubt they've loaded this roster up with the good guys again. Looking forward to being around them, but really looking forward to seeing them play. Same, I mean, gosh, I'm looking forward to seeing both these basketball teams. I mean, I'm talking to Coach Dez. I mean, she's fired up about this bunch she's had when they've been there a little bit working out. I mean, she thinks they can be, even better. That's fun and exciting.
Now.
Okay, that's one more.
This is gonna be a fun question, and we may be streaming another time. We may do this again, right, Dad?
Right?
And because usually when I stream, I don't have a plan.
That's right. We're talking about having a plan, or you're just a person that streams bad content, like that jabroni Craig Miller.
Yeah. So, Dad, my final question is: pick if you had to go back in time, and let's say you were the coach of the basketball or football team. Which one would you be? Which one would you be, first of all?
Well, I would coach basketball before I'd coach football.
Got it. And you had to go back in time.
But I'm not equipped to coach either.
You had to go back in time.
Because believe it or not, just watching basketball or football, either one, and being around it doesn't make me a coach.
Okay, can I say what I was going to say?
Yep.
And then you had to go back in time and change one thing that the coach didn't do right that year. What would you pick?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, really, number one, what a loaded question, but I really don't have an answer.
I know mine.
What?
Convincing Austin Reeves to come. Yeah, tell them about that story.
Well, so, I mean, but Austin Reeves, like, it wasn't his fault. Like, when Austin Reeves was in kind of his junior year of recruitment for high school, we didn't know who the coach was going to be.
Oh.
He couldn't commit to a program that didn't have a coach.
Oh.
So by the time Coach McCaslin gets put in place and can go talk to Austin Reeves, like, he's blown up. Everybody in the country knows about Austin Reeves by that point.
But that's the sad part to me is his mom and his dad both went to Arkansas State. And did they both play basketball?
They did.
There could have been a third
Could have been a legacy, right?
Yes.
But that's all right. He's a great guy.
He is.
Isn't he?
We met him. We met him.
Did. And it's gone great for him. Love seeing him play. I mean, it'd have been awesome to watch him play for Arkansas State.
Those two?
But I understand how it didn't. I mean, it just kind of was bad timing.
Those two talked so much golf.
We did talk some golf, yeah.
What did y'all talk about, really?
Just kind of what the course that he was playing out in L.A. And
Now, you never asked me a question.
well, we did it. I mean, everybody showed up. You need to thank the people who.
I'd love to. I will thank Bray.
Yeah, Bray, and
Ronnie
Dye, and Asher, who was with
Asher,
us, Miss Merrill.
Miss Merrill was with us.
Everybody else, even if you didn't join in with a question.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
So yes, go ahead. If you see this after the live, then just comment with questions. We should cover the next time.
Yeah, well.
This gone well enough that it may help him make a plan, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you. This was the most viewers I've ever had on a stream. I usually have 1. 5 seconds later, they leave.
That's true.
And he's experienced it with me.
I have. So this is this is a bumper crop. Thank you all.
Milestone.
Wolves up.
I don't know.